Everybody, welcome back to Infinite Sheep. Earl at thelogbook.com here. We're going further back in time than usual because I realize that I had yet to say a single word about the years I spent in radio before I went into TV. So, several years before I got into TV, I was in radio. I actually started before I had graduated high school. I started the summer between my junior and senior year of high school and wound up working at a so-called oldies station. And so, at a time when very produced, very electronic dance pop music on the radio was about a year away from getting a face full of grunge, I took this sharp turn off that road and went to work at an oldie station, aka the only one that would hire me. And the funny thing about the oldie station was, kind of my mentor there was a gentleman named George Glover, who was one of these stone cold pro announcers going back to the 50s. I mean, this guy had a voice. And so, as uncool as the oldie station gig may have seemed to me at first, it was actually a bit of a blessing in disguise, because who would I have learned tricks of the trade from like that? Because you did not still have voices of that pedigree, shall we say, or of that time frame, still working. They had been, that kind of voice had kind of gone by the wayside in favor of, your standard issue 70s, 80s rock jock, which George definitely was not. And that was cool, but he also, with that voice of his, pretty much had a lock on all the production work. And so our commercial breaks at that radio station were just a solid wall of George. I wanted in, and, I wanted to get in on some of that action. It was very obvious that there was no in. There was no breaking through that. And so at the end of 1991, I took the invitation from my friend Shane to go to the station that he was working at and work the late night / overnight shift. And whereas when I arrived at that station, which was KLSZ Class 102 in a strip mall called Cloverleaf Plaza in Van Buren, the commercial breaks at that time tended to be a solid wall of Shane. And so he was very eager to get another voice in there to start breaking that up. I was frequently tasked with voicing stuff that was already written, but occasionally I got to write it myself. That brings us to early 1993, when one of our account reps from sales brought in an account from all the way across Cloverleaf Plaza, a discount outlet store called Bud's Warehouse Outlet. They were going to have different items and different specials every week, and so they wanted a new spot every week. Okay, fair enough. At some point, it was relayed to me that they wanted something a bit more original than a straightforward announce. And I kind of questioned our sales rep who relayed that to me, and I was like, how original are we talking here? Because I can get nuts with it. And I was told, hey, get nuts with it. Make it attention-getting. you have to understand the management of that station was very much of the opinion that, I will repeat a thing that a member of the management said to me once. This is adult contemporary radio. Adults don't laugh. The hell we don't. If we don't do that, we go mad. Which I think probably explains the attitudes of the person who said that to me. Funny spots were not really in favor. They wanted straightforward announce on everything. This was a chance to break out of that. And it was very much a limited time offer because at some point, I think it was decided I had gone too far and they had to reel me back in. But not before between January and February of 1993. I had gone absolutely crazy on some of these to the point that I was going to bust out every impression, every voice impression that I knew how to do. Starting with Robin Leach of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, because why not? That's absolutely the audience for this store.
Hello! Today I'm touring Bud's Warehouse Outlet, secret shopping mecca of the rich and famous, nestled away in the inconspicuous city of Van Buren. Why, look, isn't that a former president eyeing the Brock's chocolate-covered cherries? At 2 boxes for only $3, I may have to pick up some myself. And look over there, Bud's has 68 square-foot rolls of Delta towels, 4 for $1. Why, at Bud's prices, you don't have to be famous to feel rich. Bud's Warehouse Outlet, Cloverleaf Plaza in Van Buren.
So I'm sure you can see where this is going. It was kind of a tightrope walk between, yes, please make this client's spots distinctive, and this is adult contemporary radio, and adults don't laugh. So, knowing that I had something of an opportunity, here's the thing, the client liked the funny spots. That was relayed to me very quickly. Oh, we really like this. And so now it became, there was this added pressure of not only do we have to do a new spot for them every week, but now it's got to be different and funny. We don't want Robin Leach every week. Of course, no one should want that impersonation of Robin Leach, like, even once. So, you know, it was time to pull every gag out of the toolbox while supplies last.
Oh, baby, this weekend only at Bud's Warehouse Outlet. There's a hunk of big savings on selected items. Right now you can grab 14 ounces of assorted Whitman's decorated hard chocolates for as low as $4.44. Yum. And Whitman's 5.5-ounce solid milk chocolate love letters are only $1.99. And marshmallow chocolate and solid chocolate novelties are as low as 33 cents. And a huge assortment of Harley's candy, cinnamon hearts, conversation hearts, chocolate-covered raisins, and more, your choice for 97 cents to $2. Yum. It's all at Bud's Warehouse Outlet at Cloverleaf Plaza of Van Buren through Sunday. Oh, thank you very much.
So as you can already tell, we're getting weird with it at every opportunity. We're still in January of 93, so this is 2 weeks worth of spots, and it's like, okay, we've done Robin Leach, we've done Elvis. What the hell? Let's do Monty Python, man. As if anyone in that area was going to know what in the world this was referencing.
Nobody expects savings this good, not even from Bud's Warehouse Outlet. Today and today only while supplies last, Bud's has one incredible special. Colgate Tartar Control Gel Toothpaste, only $1 per tube. And 18-ounce Nabisco Chips Ahoy cookies for $1. Oh, that's two specials at Bud's. Chips Ahoy cookies and Colgate Tartar Control Gel for $1 each. And Nabisco Pecan Supreme cookies for $1. That's three specials today only at Bud's Warehouse Outlet, Cloverleaf Plaza in Van Buren. I'll come in again.
Okay, so on my dusty old cassette of radio spots that I kept and digitized as soon as it was possible, as soon as the technology was there. This is the last funny Bud spot that I apparently did. And I think it's very clear that it kind of starting to run out of juice at this point. But also, I believe between this spot and the next one, the management put its foot down. And this is adult contemporary radio, and Adults Don't Laugh won the day, unfortunately. But what a glorious month it was from early January into early February, where you could actually put this on the air.
Matey, you don't have to dig too far to find real treasure at Bud's Warehouse Outlet in Cloverleaf Plaza. A bag of boys or girls' Huggies diapers specially priced at only $8. Men's leather jackets are only $99. Price Buster Kitchen Queen mops $1.79 each. And Fall River 13-ounce brick coffee for just 79 cents. Be sure to check throughout the store because all this month, shopping at Bud's is a treasure hunt made easy. Bud's Warehouse Outlet in Cloverleaf Plaza.
Well, so there you go. The story of the Bud's Warehouse Outlet spots. It's probably just as well that I believe it was in the next month that I finally got interest from one of the local TV stations that I'd been sending out resumes to for a while, because I did not intend to stick in radio forever. Which is kind of sad, because here's the thing. Once upon a time, radio was really fun. Back when it was locally owned like this, you know, and even if your boss was the Adults Don't Laugh on adult contemporary radio guy, he was at least in the same building with you. You only had to walk across the building to, get a decision on something, or to, ask why your paycheck looked like it did this month or this week. It's not like that now, because everything is Clear Channel, everything is iHeart. Nothing is actually local anymore, and all of this flavor like that, which, okay, maybe it wasn't great. I'm not here to tell you that any of that was in any way groundbreaking or even terribly funny, but it was an attempt. An attempt was made to do something interesting and do something local. And all of that has been, going back to the host of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, all of that has been leached out of radio by now. We're back to, you've got a ton of these to do. Please do standard reads. And the local flavor, not to mention local news and local weather coverage, completely lost.